the role is different.
The being is equal and the role is different. Some people can get into, is that a hierarchy? Is that complementarianism? Is that subordination? It would depend on what you mean by those roles being different, but they are different.
And this is how the Trinity.
One could also take the position that he's defining them as three separate beings and three separate persons. The position that's being expressed here can also be the same logic that you could use and position that you would take to say that they're three separate beings. Just like he said, there's the CEO and there's him. Well, those are two separate beings, two separate personages. Granted, he says, well, it's because it's God and God is, can do it how he likes. And like I mentioned earlier, if God can do it however he likes, why can't he do it in the means of three beings and three persons? Also, what he seems to be describing is if their beings are human beings in his example, why can't we say that gods are a classification of a being? We are human beings. CEO is a human being. Frontline manager, human being, different roles. Seems to me you could take the same approach for whatever classification of being you want for God the Father and for Jesus, and say that classification of exalted being, but with different roles, right? So, I don't see how this necessarily, at the end of the day, I think there's just so much similarities between the LDS perspective on the Godhead and the Trinitarian position that it's just that one little nuance. Doctrinally, the way it's explained, the way it's expressed in many ways is almost exactly the same.